Hello, everyone. Rita Stewart with Legacy Financial Wellness, which is an agency of Five Rings Financial. And you can find me over on Instagram as Money Matters and Tea. Listen, I am so excited to come to you to share with you First Friday Finances. It's something that I've committed to doing every first Friday of the month. So here we are in the month of October, and I'm excited about what I'm going to share with you today. So, I want you to be thinking about this from the perspective of your long term goals. Now, some of you may be thinking long term goals, I'm not too concerned about them right now. I'm worried about the here and now. Well, I employ you or I encourage you to always be considering planning for the long term because as a result of that, time is on your side if you start, the sooner you start. And also the fact that you're able to leverage compounding the sooner you start. So I implore you to do that. The other thing I want you to keep in mind as I'm sharing with you is if you have, I put a post on social earlier today, if you have funds that are sitting idle somewhere that are not working for you, where you're not leveraging time for that money and or compounding for that money. So I want you to keep that in mind as I share today. So there are four solutions that I want to make reference to, not in great detail because every single person's situation is different. So it does require one-to-one conversations, me further understanding your goals, but I want to trigger some thoughts as it relates to your plans long term for retirement, etc. Right? I want to trigger some thoughts for you now so that you can begin to map a plan and take action. Or so that you can reach out to Rita so that we can have a conversation, understand your goals, and then we map a plan so you can take action together. So here we are. There are four solutions that you can consider as you plan for retirement. One, we all know about the 401k, and we also are very aware if you're with the government, the TSP, or there's a Virginia retirement system, things like that, that you can participate in with an employer and or with a government entity, and they are basically federal mandated type programs. And there's an opportunity for you to contribute to these programs pre-tax. And also there is an opportunity in some cases with a 401k where you're able to leverage a match from an employer. So it may be a 3%, 5%, whatever the case may be. And many people consider that to be free money. So they take advantage of being able to contribute to those particular programs, which is fine. Couple of things you want to consider with that is one, how exactly the funds that you're contributing, how exactly are they allocating them for your growth? So what funds are they putting your money in for growth? Are they funds that are tied to the stock market? Are you at a position and a place where you're comfortable with, managing to the ebbs and flows of the market? I've shared this story before. I had a young man come to me, 30 years of age. He said, Mrs. Stewart, I was sitting at the lunch table with the fellas, and some of them were about ready to retire, sitting on $1 million in their accounts. We just had some glitches in the stock market, and they've lost $300,000-$400,000. They're upset. They feel like they can't retire. So he called me. I've been trying to reach this guy for about a month or two. And he says, please forgive me for being remiss. But after hearing that conversation with them, I thought to myself, I don't want to get to age 60 or 62 years old. Mind you, he's 30 now, and find out that I thought I was going to be ready to walk away with $1 million, but yet my money was still tied in the market and I lost several $100,000. I don't want to be in that position. So please tell me, what are some other funds that I can leverage or some other solutions that I can leverage to supplement what I'm doing with my 401k, what I may be getting from Social Security, so that when I'm ready to walk, when I'm ready to let go, when retirement age comes, I can go off and live my life the way I want to or do other things in life that are meaningful and purposeful. So one, your 401ks, again, your TSPs, your Virginia Retirement System program. Okay, so that's one option in terms for long-term planning for retirement. Second option is there are Roths. Some of us are not affiliated with an employer, the state, the federal, or whatever. We're not employed by them. We're independent. So one of the ways that we can support ourselves in terms of planning for retirement is to make sure that we have opened up and make contributions to a Roth account, a Roth IRA specifically. And I say Roth because you are able to accumulate those funds tax deferred as well. The other thing in terms of a Roth that you want to be aware of, as well as any contributions to some of the retirement plans that I've referenced before, 401k, for example, or 457, whatever, there are some contribution limits. So in the case of a Roth IRA, you want to be mindful of the fact that age 50 and under, you can contribute up to $6,000 a year, and age 50 and above, you can contribute up to $7,000 a year. Now, I also want to make reference to the fact that some of those contribution limits are going to be changing in 2023. So you need to figure out what they are, right? Do some research to find out what they are. But just know that that is another option for you to be planning for retirement long term. And again, the sooner you start, the better. You have time on your side, which in effect has compounding on your side. Same thing too. You want to make sure you know in terms of the monies that you are contributing, you can start as low as $100 a month contribution with the program plans that I offer. But as soon as you know that the sooner you get started, the better in terms of contributing. If you are one who have money sitting over right now in a certificate of deposit that is about to mature, consider a lump sum contribution into a Roth type account, etc. So we can talk more about that. Again, every situation is different. The bottom line is make sure that you are leveraging other solutions that are available to you. So have the conversations, ask the questions that can help your money grow better, more effectively, and safely. I'm the safe money girl. I personally do not place any of my clients' monies in the market, not against the market. It's just not what I do. Okay. But I can support you in ensuring that you are leveraging other solutions to help grow your retirement savings and help supplement what you have done thus far. The third opportunity is that of annuities. And hear me when I say this, not all annuities are created equal, and it's very important. There are a lot of old school myths out there about stay away from annuities. You need to do your due diligence. You need to have conversations. You need to be open-minded because you're missing out. Okay. You're missing out if you have these old school notions. Oh, if you have an annuity, there's no death benefit, etc. There were programs that were not always designed the best way from before. Here and now, there are programs as it relates to annuities that can really, really help you position yourself to where you can have an income stream for life. And again, money is growing tax deferred. There are other implications as it relates to taxes to all of these. So again, that requires additional conversations because everyone's situation is different, and or conversation with your tax person, okay? But know that annuities is a very viable solution that you really need to take the time to learn a little bit more about and consider leveraging it to come alongside you, because an annuity contract again can be set up and positioned to not only double your money within 8, 9, 10 years, but also ensure that you will have income for life that will supplement your other retirement solutions you have in place, as well as your Social Security that you may have coming. Then the fourth solution that is available is what through a life insurance policy, and it's an indexed universal life policy. That is another solution that many people are just not aware of how powerful that particular solution is. One, it grows tax deferred. Secondly, the distributions are tax free. You heard me. There are no implications for the most part, well, basically at all, as it relates to an index universal life policy and the growth on it, as well as when you get to the point of distribution. And again, every situation is different, so let's have a conversation. So that's what I wanted to talk to you about. I wanted to trigger some thoughts with you and then invite you to have a conversation with me about the opportunity to leverage or to consider leveraging some of these other long-term planning, long-term retirement solutions that can support you when that time comes. And hear me out. The sooner you start, the better. However, it's never too early and it's never too late. I say that to people all the time. You just need to know your options. And if you have money sitting idle, right, that's barely earning anything in a savings account right now, or if you have money that's sitting idle in an old 401k, a TSP, one of your state or federal retirement accounts that you left, you've now had a new job, and you're trying to figure out what to do with this money, or it's just sitting there and you don't even know how the growth is happening, then talk to me. I'll be glad to help you. So again, thank you so much for listening in. Be sure to share this with someone in your inner circle who you know may need this information. Or if you're ready to have a conversation with me right now, I'll make sure that there is access for you to schedule a free consultation with me. There's no cost at all. Blessings. Know that I love you, and please reach out to me. I'm here to help. Blessings.